Inside, the prince is watching a red-haired girl read a book, with the expression of a starving man staring at a plate of food. Good heavens.
Starving man. That's not hunger. That's not hunger. That's pure unadulterated creep. Like watching someone eat a sandwich through a window. That's Prince Conor. Folks. Apparently auditioning for a restraining order in the Ragpicker King.
It's called evocative prose. It speaks to longing, to yearning, the central thematic pillars of Cassandra Clare's
Pillars of Boring. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, the only book show brave enough to admit most books are just fancy doorstops.
Today we're dissecting the Ragpicker King, the sequel to Swordcatcher, a sprawling epic fantasy, apparently, though some seem to think it's a manual for stalkers.
If the royal slipper fits. And let's be clear, this book is basically 800 pages of people almost talking about their feelings.
We agreed never to speak of the Weil incident again. My point was nuanced. Ishmael was called a whiny boat boy.
He was, anyway. Ragpicker King. Let's talk characters. We have Kel, the bodyguard double. Mr. My life was always yours anyway. Talk about intense. Is he Conor's best friend? Or his emotional support human shield?
Kel Saren represents the burden of duty, the dichotomy of identity. He's a complex archetype navigating treacherous political waters while tethered to
a crime boss, the Ragpicker King himself, who, by the way, barely shows up. It's like calling a movie Godzilla vs. Kong, and Godzilla just sends a postcard from Bermuda. People were expecting a crime lord epic. They received Kel running errands and having feelings.
It subverts expectations. The title is perhaps metaphorical, representing the hidden powers within the city.
Oh, spare me the metaphors. Then there's Lin, our little healer pretending to be a goddess. Talk about resume padding. She's trying to cure the king's magic brain fog, while giving Prince creepy eyes the runaround.
Lin Caster's journey explores faith, deception, and the sacrifices made for knowledge and loyalty. Her predicament is fascinating, trapped between religious zealots and her burgeoning, forbidden affections for Conor.
Affections. He stares at her like she's a bucket of chicken. And she's lying to everyone. At a party, she'd be the one judging your cocktail choice while secretly running a pyramid scheme. And Conor? Prince Angsty McPrivilege. Oh, woe is me. I have a kingdom, and an attractive bodyguard, and a maybe goddess fawning over me. But duty calls. Cry me a river, your highness. He's giving serious. My dad owns the dealership. Energy.
He's grappling with the weight of the crown. It's a classic narrative conflict.
And don't get me started on Antonetta. Initially, she's just there. No bloom wallpaper. Some reviewers called her annoying. Then bam. She's Prosper Beck, criminal mastermind. Playing everyone.
Now that twist, I concede, was rather well executed, a genuine surprise, shifting the power dynamics significantly. It reframes her entire character arc.
Reframes? It nukes it from orbit. Suddenly, she goes from mildly irritating love interest to girl boss who actually commits felonies. Honestly, respect. I bet she doesn't even pay taxes. My kind of woman. Some think literary merit excuses 500 pages of people sighing heavily in corridors.
Are we back on the pacing? The build-up is the point. It's meticulous world building, intricate political maneuvering, the slow tightening of the narrative vise.
Narrative vise grips on my last nerve. People are saying, nothing happens. And then, I am clinically insane. In the same review, one person claimed 595 annotations. I'm not crazy. Another wanted to scream and beat everyone. Relatable, honestly, especially during the first 70%.
Those are outliers, passionate readers engaged with the emotional core. Look at this 5-star review. This series is my entire heart. Kel and Conor are family friends.
Family friends you want to lock in a room until they use their words. And the ending. Apparently, it's just bombshell after bombshell. Whiplash. People crying at 1 a.m. Hearts broken and soon back together. Sounds less like an ending. More like emotional terrorism. Did Cassandra Clare personally hurt these people?
It's called catharsis, emotional investment, though I admit the sheer volume of reported devastation is notable, and the Antonetta reveal certainly contributes to that sense of disorientation.
Disorientation? They're bamboozled. They're taking laps around their living rooms. Is this a book or a CrossFit routine? And what about this quote? You are my weakness, Lin? Followed by, I would barter my birthright just to touch you. Conor.
It highlights the intensity of the forbidden romance trope, heightened by their respective positions and secrets. It's potent.
Potently ridiculous. If this book were a sandwich wool, it'd be artisanal sourdough bread, looks fancy, takes forever to chew, with just a tiny smear of actual filling right at the very end. And that filling is pure angst concentrate, mixed with criminal conspiracy.
That is an unnecessarily culinary metaphor. So, the ultimate question, is it actually any good? Despite my reservations about the fanatical reactions and the occasionally glacial pace, the character work, particularly Kel's internal conflict and the Antonetta twist, holds merit.
Merit. It's a beautiful disaster. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck where everyone on board is incredibly attractive and emotionally constipated. It's infuriatingly slow, then devastatingly fast. The main crime lord is MIA. The bodyguard needs therapy. The prince needs a cold shower. And the fake goddess needs a better exit strategy.
So, the final rating, using our patented, completely arbitrary system, of course,
I give The Ragpicker King 6 out of 9 circles of emotional hell. You suffer. But damn if that Antonetta twist wasn't chef's kiss.
I suppose I'll rate it 3 out of 5 unanswered questions about the actual Ragpicker King. The potential is there, buried under layers of yearning.
Buried is right. Okay, folks. That's all the time we have for beautiful people suffering.
Join us next week for Kevin the Sentient Kumquat Citrus story. Lord help us all.
It's going to be juicy. This has been Heart Book Radio. Keep your pages turning and your drama levels high.